Greetings, community. It's Gavin from 1-2 Comic Talk, and it's that time. Cocktails, comics. Hope you're doing well. Sorry I was late. Did have it originally scheduled for 9, and then I had to push it to 9:15. Then I had to push it to 9:30. Sorry. Um, I was over at JB's channel. Disco, hanging out with Frank Ogle, which wow, that interview went really well. I have to say, it's always a pleasure to hang out with him. He's a great guy, and we had a great time, man. It was really awesome. There we are. There we are. Hey, Flashpoint Comics, how you doing? I saw you the other day, and I appreciate you hanging out now, man. It's nice to see you hanging out. I don't know if you knew that we ended. Hey, Chaos, if you want to jump on, the interview went really well. You know what I didn't show when we first interviewed him is the pin that he had given me when I think it was like the third time we had met over at LA Comic Con. And when I had bought or got the signatures on these things is when he ended up giving me this. And yeah, it went well, Chaos. Appreciate it. It was really cool. I'm actually feeling it now. I don't really drink much in the past few days doing these shows. Now, it looks a lot bigger than it is because I actually add in what tequila I want. So it's mostly just usually almost like a Slurpee. But last night I got a little lit. And it's a good thing. For those of you that know, whenever I do this show, when we stop is when it's gone. So it's a good thing. That way it keeps me from not making too much of a fool of myself. One of the things I wanted to point out is check this out. I only get to wear this shirt once. And the reason why is after the first time I had worn it, I had just did a hand wash, let it hang, and I put it somewhere I couldn't find. So, hey, Scarpad, I threw you a link, man, if you want to jump on. So yeah, I'm totally stoked that I got to wear this freaking shirt, man. It was brand new. So getting back to Frank, he ended up just doing a quick debrief on what we were talking about over on the Disco Discovery Bay's interview, Disco After Dark interview with Frank Gogol, was that one, if everything worked out perfectly, which, one can only hope, the drop of No Heroine, which is the next book to be released by Source Point Press with Frank Gogol writing, is the 24th of June. With every successive issue following, there'll be 3 issues in totality to complete the whole arc, and that will be ending 3 months prior, in which that hopefully, if everything works out right, Dead End Kids 2 will end up dropping then. Hey, Mike, how you doing? After that, one can only hope that we'll end up seeing a part 2 to the whole No Heroine thing. And then I would love to see him do a whole nother anthology like what he did with Grief, because to me that he does well. And then if anything was to be optioned, or if anyone liked a particular story out of that, do something that would spin out. I've always said one of the things I liked is sometimes you saw, I'm trying to remember what it was, Marvel features and spotlights and stuff like that, when they would present all these different stories into a book, and then those stories individually spun off, depending on the popularity of those stories. So like the 2-in-1, 3-in-1 and all that, those things were cool. I would love to see those things come back, because even Wolverine, they had, those 2 stories and they were kind of split. Wouldn't it be kind of nice if they did like a Wolverine and then an X-Men thing, and somehow they had a small tie-in, but you knew that there would either be characters or storylines that could just split off and be individual lines that could take off from that. It'd be nice to see. It might be only because of I have those feelings of yesteryear, in the sense of I dug those stories and allowed me to get more for my money. If I knew that I was paying that present day money, $5 or $6, that I'm going to get more than just one story. I don't know. Be hitting back to rack soon. You gotta. Oh, all right. Gotcha. I understand that, Scarpad. Cheers, everyone out there. So, yeah, I'm hoping a couple people jump on. If not, I'll hit about halfway of that through, and then I'll end up calling it a night. My biggest thing is I want to hang out with you guys in the community and say, one, I know that after a solid week of this lockdown, the shit's getting fucking old with some of these people, in the sense of it's wearing on some of us, and I know it's wearing slightly on me. Yeah, see, and just hanging everyone out there. Stay safe in the sense that you're not locked in. You're safe in. Stay healthy to the best of your ability. They're now suggesting, as far as CDC, that every time you go out, you go ahead and wear gloves and masks, and go out only for necessity. I hope everyone at this point has enough food and water and toilet paper that they need. And as far as on a positive spin, the cool thing is this could have been a lot worse. People are taking it, that I see for the most part, fairly seriously. You're not seeing how bad this could have been. The last thing you want to do is see people all over the streets just hacking and coughing and dropping. So, it's kind of a cool thing that people are actually heeding warnings, and I think that's rather smart for a group of individuals, meaning everyone, that sometimes I will ridicule on a negative side, in the sense of thinking the worst of people and as a whole. And I'm seeing now that as a positive as a whole, which the theory was always there, that people are good. People are willing to help. People are willing to do the right things for the most part. And that's kind of cool. To throw a quick spin and draw it right back. Speaking of Frank Gogol, he's a very humble guy, and he won't tout himself in the sense that he is doing a lot of things for you as the reader. If you sign onto his page, if you go on to his newsletter, you can get free shit from him. Like the books that are behind me, you can get that stuff. Scarpad, this one's right up your alley. He can send you this storyline. Once you sign into his newsletter, you get the whole storyline on your little iPad thing. You'll get it electronically, which is pretty damn cool. So he's kicking down all kinds of people, all kinds of free stuff, which is pretty damn cool of a writer. Especially right now, knowing that everyone's being hit hard. He's reaching out to retailers. He's asking them what he can do. I really like the fact that there are individuals out there in a time like this that are willing, even when they really don't have much to give, to do as much as they can, which tends to be a model of an artist. I don't know if most people out there actually get to hang out with people that are musicians or cooks or whatever way that they can express themselves artistically, but they tend to give more than they can, and that tends to be the way, artistically speaking, that most people do, and he's no exception. I don't know how well he's doing, and I'm not asking. It's just that the fact that he's reaching out in a time when most people need that's pretty damn fucking cool. Hey, mine, how you doing? I hope you're well, and I saw that you ended up catching the interview, and thank you for joining here. Thank you for joining on that interview. I hope that thing got a perspective of an individual that you may not have knew before, and I think that's an overall goal when you see interviews, is not just to be sold on a particular product, but to, much like if you get the luxury at a con, that's why I even created Artist Alley. Is the idea is, if you've never had the ability to go to a convention, could you go to a virtual one, or at least have the luxury to be able to talk to an artist or creator on a one-on-one basis on longer than you would normally get to be when you just get a signature done. So the fact that Frank has been making his rounds, Simple Men's Comics, he jumped on 1-2 Comic Talk. He was with JB on Discovery Bay, is also not only a way of him selling his wares, it's more of him saying, look, I'm still here, and I'm willing to do what I can. So when you, like I said, you sign up to the newsletters, you get information by him, but he was willing to give not only Dead End Kids, but depending on certain sites that you went to, he was giving grief out for free on digital too, which I thought was pretty freaking cool. So, yeah, I can't say enough about the guy, especially when he's giving out free stuff. Much like many of you out there in the community, when, you know, we are always talking about people that are A-OK in one another. And that's essentially all he's doing. Which, how can you not love a guy like that, huh? Hello, great splash. I hope everything. I hope everyone is well, safe, healthy, and got their drink of choice. So, I finally, after receiving, and Scarpad actually did his opening of his box with us from DCBS, finally got to log in all my books. Some of you out there may utilize CLZ. I do not. I have made my own spreadsheet. I manually put it in. It's laborious. Is that how you say it? You know what I mean? And I have this rule that I do not read anything until I've actually logged it in first. That's my rule. And that's my, how should I say, my work reward. So my reward comes after the work. And I still yet to read anything. Now, if you saw last night's show, I had Mia on here and we were talking about her book. She'll be with us on an Artist Alley on Wednesday. Reason why I bring her up is that is the first book I'm going to get to. My daughter got to read it. My daughter will be here for the interview. I haven't decided if I'm even going to be here for the interview. You want to see something wild? I may have my daughter and her boyfriend do the interview for Mia Bunn and just see how that works out. I'll probably be off to the side, but it should be, I don't think it'll be a train wreck, but it should be damn fucking fun. Yeah, so you're digging CLZ, Scarpad? Anybody else out there using CLZ? Oh, you're getting used to it. Yeah, first and last big shipment. Yeah, Scarpad. I mean, you had Scarpads. If you watch the video of Scarpad and Kai and I opening up our books, Scarpads, it was like that, you know what I mean? And it was gnarly. It actually didn't make me feel too bad about how much I spent sometimes on some of my books, but holy shit, he got a rad deal. He bought a lot of those $1 ones that, you know, the books of the keys, and we all wish that we had the original ones. And it made me look back at some of the orders that I did to see if they, you know, Scarpad, you got me wanting, I should say. I was looking at those dollar books going, I didn't get that. I didn't get that. Okay, I didn't get that or that or that. Okay. So I went back to see if they had that stuff available. Where is it? Checklist. See? Yeah, and because of all the years of me doing it the way I used to by handwriting things, it got to be too tedious. And being how fast things would change, or, you know, you poke a hole through something because you're checking things off, or augmenting information because you found that new information about whatever. Got it signed, slabs, whatever. You would have to change the whole sheet, or now that I have it essentially just virtually, I periodically will print out me a sheet too. So if everything in the world kind of just crashes, even though the comics won't be worth anything, I'll know what I have on a sheet. So I'll take the sheet with me if I had nothing else. If I have to leave everything, I'll be like, I remember what I once had. Just read the sheets of books that I used to own. Bring back the memories. But I get back to what I was saying. Yeah, I'm dying to read The Fuck, issue number 2. I'm dying to read so many books. At the same point, I know I want to pace myself. I don't want to rip right through everything. So I'm as anxious I am to start reading. I am making sure I'm going to pace myself to where I don't rip through things. Because I know that as far as my union has told me, as far as the entertainment industry is informs me, there's nothing that's going to be congregating more than, small groups of people anytime soon. And when I mean soon, I mean it's looking, from what I understand, is it's going to be 4 weeks till there'll be any groups more than, even a couple of thousand. So that's where we at. But like I said, I'm blessed to be able to be safe here, so I'm all right. Someone just told me that they wouldn't be able to jump on. No worries. And Black Panther 1 just picked up a bunch of Silver Age Hulks. Yeah, he did. Those are cool. I'm only now recently getting right back into some of the old Hulk stuff by doing the Immortal stuff, because I was what got me into it. This might trip you out. I have Tales to Astonish. What is that, 86? I think it is. Anyways, where the Hulk is fighting, I think it's way earlier than that. It has to be earlier than that. Where Hulk is fighting the Abomination. So I end up buying, what is that, issue 17, where he makes his first cameo in the new version. And I end up buying it until now. So I've been rereading all the Hulk stuff, and it's been getting me back into it. But because of the more recent things of Hulk, it's been getting my interest and taste to go back in time and say, hey, I have some of these 2-in-1s and stuff like that were in 1977, along with some of the old 76, 77 Hulk run stuff. So I just need to go back through that. I haven't touched it. And since I rebagged things, meaning I've retouched it then, but I've not reread those things since 78. Wow. I feel old. So, yeah, the Rhino. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, matter of fact, if you look at our thumbnail, that's a big thing with Kai and I. It's the whole symbiote thing, which I'm a symbiote, slut, but it's the symbiote thing where they're in the cafe, but you see the Rhino coming right at them, and yeah, I dig it. All the Hulk got you in the comics, kid. See, and in me, it wasn't any one thing. When I walked into a comic shop, it was a surreal experience. I was tripped out on how it was almost like an Alice in Wonderland thing. I couldn't believe where I was in this, because of all the art and everything around me and all the stories. Walking into a library never brought that feeling to me, but when I went into a comic shop, it was wow. That took me back. It was pretty damn cool. Well, normally I will usually cut it when I finish this thing. However, I'm already getting pretty hammered. I think I put too much tequila in there. So more than likely, I'm going to call it early. I had an early day. We have tomorrow.
You good? You haven't even finished half the thing.
You want to come over here and say hi to the community?
Sure.
And are you going to hang out with us on the whole Artist Alley tomorrow with Charlie?
I think for a little bit.
Yeah, you might as well. And you've read already issue 1, yes? So you might as well read issue 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So, did you get to see the interview that Frank and I did with JB?
Mm-mm.
Not yet. He was talking a little bit more. He also said that he has a special edition by a company that's going to be coming out for No Heroin that is making connecting covers for all 3 issues.
Hmm.
So, I mean, you know me, I love my connecting covers. All right, well, you want to sign us out, Kai?
Sure.
Tell the community what we're doing tomorrow.
We're having an Artist Alley interview with Charlie
Stickney.
Stickney,
The writer.
the writer of White Ash, and make sure you stay tuned for that.
So if you can hit the like, if you can subscribe, I haven't done this in a long time, but if you leave a comment, I appreciate that too. Kai and I have been working on some stuff, and check this out. Since there's not many people here, that's it. That's all you get to see. And this is a movie we're going to shoot that we're going to end up showing you. So look for that.
This has been 1, 2,
Comic Talk.
and we will see all of you later.